This is Jason with MCTV. We're in Bastrop, Texas at Cult Classic Convention. I'm here with Lyle Blackburn, author, monster hunter, and all-time rocker. You've been a busy man. What have you been doing, man? What's going on?
Yeah, always busy juggling things. My band Ghoultown has a new album coming out. We're about to work on that. I got a new book coming out, and I'm always in search of spooky monsters in the woods. So, that's good times.
Awesome. Yeah, you've been doing this for a while. I mean, for both, like, you've been in Ghoultown for like 20-something years, almost 21. So this new album, you're going to have a show, you're going to be touring a little bit?
Yeah, we always do whatever support shows we can for the album. We haven't done as much touring over the last few years since I started writing the books and doing movies and stuff, but for sure, with the new album coming out, we'll be doing some select dates around North America and hopefully get back to Europe soon.
Okay, cool. Your main gig is going to be writing, though. What's about the new? Let's tell us about the new book.
Well, my books are on subjects of strange legends, unexplained sightings of creatures. And the new book, I decided to focus on geographic areas that have a history of really weird paranormal occurrences. Anything from people seeing monsters, ghosts, witches, legends of buried treasure, missing planes. And it's called Sinister Swamps. And there's just quite a few of these areas over North America where you just have a concentration of what we call high strangeness, people seeing weird stuff. So it's been a fun time because I usually try to go to the places, sort of Indiana Jones-like. By day I'm writing about it, by night I'm immersed in a swamp, seeing what I could see. So it's been a fun process to go in these type places and to bring that to the readers of the books.
That's awesome, man. And you've actually done some network television and everything like that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it kind of happened when my first book, The Beast of Boggy Creek, came out in 2012, and that was about the time a lot of these cable networks were doing a resurgence of shows that featured Bigfoot sightings and Mothman and so forth, and so they started calling me up to comment, on the Boggy Creek case or Bigfoot in general and things like that. So I was on a show called Monsters and Mysteries in America. I've been on Animal Planet and Discovery Channel and various shows, including an episode of Shipping Wars, which kind of is pertinent to this area because a friend of mine, Steve, who owns Museum of the Weird in Austin, bought this thing called the Minnesota Iceman. So Shipping Wars had an episode where it was transported from Minnesota to Austin down here in Texas, and we took the driver on a Bigfoot hunt and just basically tried to scare her as much as we could. So I've been on a lot of strange shows, but it's really fun to do these type things.
It's awesome, and you've been a fan of cryptids for a long time, for a long damn time, right? I mean, when did it start?
Yeah, I mean, it's always something I liked as a kid because I was always gravitated to horror movies. I loved anything spooky, vampires, and saw all those kind of movies. And then when I saw the famous Patterson-Gimlin film, The Creature Walking, and I saw The Legend of Boggy Creek, when I was a kid, it was like, holy crap, there could be real monsters in the woods, and that always kind of scared me because I grew up hunting with my father. He was a bow hunter, so I was always in these small towns, and then we were out in the woods, in the dark, sitting in a tree stand, and I always just thought, man, if I see some kind of upright ape-like creature walking up, what would I do? That's like, there's one thing of watching a movie where I knew it was monster makeup, but it was another thing to think that I could see this in real life, and so that always just really tripped me out and kept my imagination going.
That's excellent. And there's a lot of people out there that are saying it's all just a hoax or whatever. What's your opinion on that? Because there's no real definitive answer for everything. We've got pictures, sometimes grainy, sometimes not. It's really hard pressed to find legitimate evidence because there has been hoaxes in the past. What's your opinion on that whole deal?
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's something that as we go, without having any, definitive proof, there's no body of Bigfoot to say it exists. You rely on anecdotal stories, and then some sparse evidence like some of the footprints and hair that's been found. So certainly it's something that seems kind of improbable, but it's not impossible. And when I've interviewed literally hundreds of people, and if you break that down to some of the ones that I know have seen something that just can't be explained, it leaves that door open that there is a possibility that there's something behind this whole phenomenon.
Right, and it's a vast world, a lot of uncharted territory, and as far as like the Sasquatch or Bigfoot, I mean, how many different names they have, I mean, they've been seen across the world, and so it's really hard pressed to say it's impossible. Maybe they just don't like us, because we're kind of a chaotic kind of group, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think they might be smarter than we give them credit, because if they're trying to stay away and stay elusive and hidden from humanity, it's probably for their best interest, really. I mean,
They've probably been watching a little bit too much TV. They know what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, it is scary. That's why I don't turn on the television. My parents talk about politics and things. I'm like, oh God, I like horror conventions and things because that's my kind of scary. That world is more scary to me. I don't know.
Kind of makes you want to go off the grid and hang out in the woods a little bit.
Exactly. I'll just stick with my thing. I know monsters, horror movie, rock and roll. That's all I know.
That's not a bad thing, Hell, that's not a bad thing at all. All right, well, cool. Well, it's great talking to you, brother. It's good seeing you here, and hopefully we'll talk to you again really soon. And take it easy, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely,
Thanks
man.
so much.
All right, absolutely, thank you.